Hello everyone, welcome to our Psycholinguistics session in the second language acquisition course. Today, we are going to discuss the psycholinguistic and linguistic aspects of interlanguage. Before we move further, I want you to reflect on your own experience in learning English. Have you ever produced sentences like she go to school yesterday or I am agree? If yes, that is completely normal. Those forms are part of what we call interlanguage, a temporary system that learners build while they are moving from their first language toward their target language. It is not entirely their mother tongue, but it has not yet reached full accuracy of the second language either. Understanding interlanguage will help us see learner errors as a sign of development rather than failure. By the end of this session, you are expected to understand how mental processes work in second language learning, recognize that the cognitive factors that influence success or difficulty in language acquisition, and identify why learners produce specific patterns in grammar and pronunciation. These goals align with our independent and responsible learning attitudes, as well as the ability to use technology in the learning process. As stated in our course Learning Outcomes, with that in mind, let us move into the main discussion. Psycholinguistically, interlanguage focuses on what happens inside the learner's mind when they process, store, understand, and produce language. It involves how learners think about new vocabulary and grammar, how they remember rules, and how they correct themselves when errors occur. Sometimes psychological factors influence their development, like for example when a learner feels embarrassed about mispronouncing a word, they may avoid it completely. This can lead to fossilization, a condition where certain errors become permanent. In addition, learners may experience identity conflict because using the second language feels like entering a new social identity. For comfort, they rely heavily on familiar structures from their first language, which we call L1 transfer. These behaviors show that emotional and cognitive elements play an important role in the progress of language learning. Meanwhile, the linguistic aspect examines the actual structure of learner language. It observes how learners develop their phonology, the way they produce sound, morphology, word forms such as plural and tense marker, and syntax, sentence structure, and grammar rules. It also includes semantics, which focuses on how meanings are interpreted, pragmatics, which deals with politeness and context, and discourse, which look at how learners maintain coherence and communication. All these components help us analyze why learners express ideas in certain ways. Their errors are not random. Instead, they reflect their current knowledge and hypotheses about the target language. To apply these ideas in real situations, think about a sentence like he go to school yesterday. The learner understands the meaning, but the verb tense is still incorrect. This shows morphological and syntactic development in progress. Another example is saying tree instead of tree. which highlights a pedagogical challenge. By identifying these patterns, we can better support learners through helpful feedback, practice, and a positive learning environment. To conclude, interlanguage is a crucial concept in psycholinguistic acquisition because it shows how learners gradually move toward mastery of a new language. The psycholinguistic perspective explains how the brain processes language input and production, while the linguistic perspective helps us understand structural change in learner language over time. Recognize this aspect allows teachers to guide learners more effectively and motivates students to appreciate their own learning progress. Instead of feeling ashamed of errors, learning should see them as evidence that their brains are actively working to acquire new language skills. Before we end this session, I would like to reflect on this question. How do you feel now about making mistakes when speaking English? Do you see them as growth indicators? We will discuss your answers in the next class. Thank you for your great attention. Keep practicing confidently and remember that every step you take brings you closer to fluency.